Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, Sunday morning, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. Let's get into it. I want to do a study group for warriors. If you're new to the channel, just subscribed, welcome. I like to spit a lot of game. Every once in a while, I'll tell stories. On Sundays, I'll do a study group for my loyal followers, for the true warriors, people who are really doing it, who are living this mind, body, and soul daily discipline program that we're trying to better ourselves with. And what I do is I take about 3 or 4 or 5 quotes, phrases, sayings that I pull from my morning study. Hope everybody out there is staying true on their studies. You got to read, absorb information, think, write, watch videos. Let's get into it. First thing I wrote down is stop praying for what you don't have and be grateful for what you do have. Now that's just real simple shit. Stop praying for what you don't have and be grateful for what you do have. So a lot of people pray, and whether it's just traditional sitting around being like, oh Lord, or whether you're just talking to yourself in your head and you're wishing for your karma to work out, wishing for favors of the universe. This is what a lot of people do when they pray, is they wish. They beg. Like homeless people. People that don't have something. And they're acknowledging, I don't have this. And I'm asking you for it. Please, Lord, give me money. Please, Lord, give me a girlfriend. Please, Lord. You know, people do this shit. And whether they start off with please, Lord, they sit there and beg in their heads. Stop begging. First of all, it starts off the relationship with you versus the world as lacking. It's one thing to be realistic about where you are so you can know where you want to go, but when you're begging for favors, you lower yourself. I never begged. I was homeless. I never begged when I was homeless. Never once. I never once begged for anything. Never asked anybody for a dime. Never asked anybody for food. I never dumpster dived. I never spare changed. None of it. I don't beg. You want to be grateful for what you already have. You want to be grateful for the little things. Do a constant inventory of your successes and your achievements. Think about that stuff. What have I done in my life? If it's 2 or 3 things, acknowledge that you have done those. Well, I may be a piece of shit, but I did raise an awesome daughter. Pat yourself on the back for that and be thankful for the universe that you have that relationship, no matter what state it's in. Instead of wishing for your ex-wife to come back to you, be thankful for what the relationships you do have. Be grateful that you had the experience of a wife. Some people never even have sex. They die virgins. That happens. You not only got to have sex, but you got to marry a chick, even if it was brief. Even if it ended in flames. Be grateful for the experience, for what you learned, for the lesson. Lessons are hard. Struggle's hard. Be grateful for the struggle. Don't sit there and beg for shit. I mean, we'll talk about this more. This is going to be a theme through some of these. So being grateful not only empowers you, creates happiness, but it also opens up a flow of abundance. This is a trick that a lot of people don't understand. Being thankful, being grateful, allows you to receive, puts you in a receptive mode, allows you to be in favor. Shit starts happening for you when you're grateful. When you're sitting there in beggar mode, you become resentful. A resentful motherfucker, an angry motherfucker never gets any favor. Let's go on to the next one. I'll read what I wrote down, but I'm going to have to amend it. So let's talk about it. A higher power cures loneliness. I'll read that again. A higher power cures loneliness. But I have in parentheses, spirituality cures loneliness. Because I know a lot of people here aren't Christians or Muslims or Jews, that they're not worshiping a monotheistic religion. That's fine. I don't care what you believe in. But I suggest against being atheist or nihilistic. I suggest having some sort of spirituality. Even if you're a hippie and you worship nature, you're a tree hugger, whatever, man. Whatever gets you there. That's like with music. I don't care what music you listen to. You might like rap. I might like punk rock. I don't give a fuck what you listen to. I mean, I like all kinds of music, but I see the value in music. That even if you're listening to classical, and I'm over here listening to reggae, it inspires a certain emotional connection inside of us, a certain feeling within us. All music can inspire, just depends on what your flavor is. So I don't care what you listen to, but listen to something. You ever met somebody who doesn't listen to music? And you're like, well, what kind of music you want to listen to? And they're like, well, I don't like music. That's weird, right? The first thing you look at them and you're just like, well, you don't like music? Pick anything. You know, there's thousands of genres of music. You can have Latin Afro jazz or whatever, dude. Just pick something. No, I don't really like it. That's weird shit. That's a weirdo. Something wrong with them. Pick a spirituality and go with that shit. Let that shit flow in you. Be about it. Make it a lifestyle. Be all about it. You don't have to tell nobody if you feel silly or whatever. Keep it to yourself. It's your little secret. Something you do. Set up a little altar, whatever. Have a room for that shit. Whatever you want to do. This cures your loneliness. Why am I talking about it? That's how you cure loneliness, is having a connection to that energy. There's an energy flow, a flow of energy. You don't have to create it. You don't create or destroy energy. You tap into the flow. This is also financial advice that I got once. It's important to understand this stuff. You don't create money. You don't create wealth. The poor person thinks they have to create wealth. Because they don't have it, then they have to create it. I have an empty room and I have to fill the room. You tap into the flow. Because there's wealth out there flowing. And there's a flow of wealth that exists regardless of you. And if you want to be a part of that, you want some of that money, you don't go and make it. You don't create it. You don't wait for it to grow on trees. You tap into it. It's the same with this energy. When you've tapped into the energy of the universe, you can watch your loneliness just magically fall apart. You'll never be lonely again. Never a single day in your life again. You'll never be lonely again. Let's go on to the next one. Be thankful for your pain. There's power in pain. Be thankful for your pain. You know, they say no pain, no gain. It's a lesson from the gym. You don't become stronger without suffering. I'm going to the gym a little bit later. That's suffering. We say the gym. The sign out front should say suffering. Because that's what it is. It should say pain. That's what it is. You go there to self-inflict pain. Everybody's going in there to beat themselves up, to slightly injure themselves. And why? Because they hate themselves? No, because they love themselves. Because they're trying to become stronger. How does inflicting pain make you stronger? Go to the gym. That slow, incremental grind and going through it and overcoming it. Being able to lift that weight and then doing it again and doing it again and again and again and again. And when it gets easier, you put more on. You put in one more suffering. Be thankful for your pain because that makes you stronger, and be thankful for being strong. Without the strength that you've built up, you wouldn't be able to help people. Weak people can't help people. Weak people can't teach people. Weak people aren't leaders. You have to become strong to be a leader, and you have to go through pain to become strong. Let's go to the next one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to dissect this too well, and we're kind of running out of time, but I wrote it down because I thought it was an interesting statement. Pioneers are a paradigm shift. Pioneers are a paradigm shift. Now, being a pioneer can be tough because you're a trendsetter. Pioneers are trendsetters. They're thinkers, they're inventors, they're groundbreakers, they're adventurers. They're going places before you've ever been there, with no humans have ever been in these woods. That motherfucker's going there. But what's there? A bunch of bears and wild animals ready to kill you. That's what, in uncharted woods, it can be dangerous. So pioneers often get killed, and the people who come after them, they're the ones who build civilizations and cities. The pioneers don't typically build ground, they just discover it. It's the people who come after them that build it. So being a pioneer, we have to recognize this, that it may be a lonely journey, maybe a painful journey, maybe a journey that nobody understands. But pioneers change the world. Thank God for pioneers, for those lonely souls who've died out in the woods by themselves, marking territory, clearing brush, saying, oh man, this is awesome. I should tell people about this. Thank God for those people. It's funny being a pioneer. I've been a trendsetter. Let me just tell you a silly story. I've always worn sneakers, tennis shoes when I ride my motorcycle. I mean, I have boots, and I'll wear boots every once in a while. But when I started riding my motorcycle, I was a sneaker kind of guy. I've always worn sneakers. And I showed up to, right when I moved to Florida and opened my motorcycle shop, I got invited to an outlaw party, 1% party, sponsored by the Outlaws. Their president had just gotten out of the hospital, and they invited us. Big party. Pagans showed up, Mongols showed up, Black Pistons showed up, all the black and white clubs showed up. I wasn't there to be a part of their world, really just as a guest. I mean, I was invited, and I have a motorcycle shop, so it's good business. Pass out business cards, talk to some people about bikes. Maybe I'll get some work out of it. I showed up on my bike, which is a cool custom motorcycle, and people enjoyed, wearing bright white sneakers. Everybody else there's wearing boots, because bikers wear boots. And I was teased. I mean, people were pointing at me. I could hear them chirping, telling me, yeah, that motherfucker with his sneakers. You know, people would openly just kind of, with a smile on their face, rib me, yeah, you know, your sneakers, your sneakers, making comments. I don't remember anything anybody actually said, but it was all making fun of me for being like a kid wearing his sneakers. You're supposed to wear boots. You're not dressed right, kid. Well, fast forward. Fucking Sons of Anarchy comes out. And the guy who writes the show, who I've met before, he's been here to Daytona many times to spy on us, to absorb our culture, to try to write his little show. He writes the character Jax, and Jax in the show Sons of Anarchy is wearing white fucking tennis shoes. Why? Who knows why? That same time period, I'm riding home. I used to have a retail store. I'm riding home from the retail store back to the shop, because I own both at the same time. And along the side of the road is about 30 pagans, all pulled over by the cops. They got a fucking bunch of state troopers pulled over a whole line of pagans, as I guess they were trying to go somewhere. Almost all of them, all the pagans, wearing white sneakers, just like Jax from Sons of Anarchy. These are the same motherfuckers that teased me. So, you know, you're a trendsetter, you get teased, you get ostracized, and then you find everybody's doing the same shit you were doing. They love it. They love wearing their sneakers when they ride their bikes. You see, it's comfortable. I was trying to tell you that 25 years ago. Let's move on to the next one. There's a statement that you can make that describes who you are. It's a powerful statement. The most powerful thing that you can say is I am. That's the most powerful statement there is. The most powerful declaration that one can make. The most powerful incantation. Imagine if you're Harry Potter. That's the most powerful incantation you can make, is to say I am. It's an open-ended statement that describes a state of being. Who are you? Well, I'm Sky. That's a more specific statement, a limiting statement. I am is more expansive. I'm the universe. I am connected. You can follow it with anything, but the first part of it, I am, that's enough. If you ever get a chance after you're dead to meet God, if you're lucky enough, and he asks who you are, all you gotta say is I am. And that motherfucker knows exactly what you're talking about. It's food for thought. Happy Sunday. Thanks for watching.